Starting fresh with family stories for a new year feels kind of like flipping through radio stations on a road trip. You stop on something random and suddenly, there it is, a memory worth exploring. For me this year, it all begins with a story I can't shake. A crisp, cold winter night in Portland when a red Rambler, a convent, and Julie Andrews all came together in a way that taught me something about connection. Welcome. I'm Nancy from Legacy Carvers. I share old tales, new tools, and family history tips. Today I have a story that takes me back to 1968. I think you'll enjoy it, so grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's go find my Rambler. Now, where is that photo? Okay, here it is. If you're listening instead of watching, try searching online for 1958 Rambler station wagon so you can picture it. We're piling into the red Rambler, all five of us. My favorite spot is in the way back, but tonight I'm stuck in a seat. You're in your nice clothes, Mom reminds me. Then she looks at Dad. Turn left. Dad nods and we pull out of the driveway, heading into the night. Mom's the navigator and Dad's the driver. That's just how it's always been. Mom never learned to drive, and Grandpa doesn't drive anymore, not since he stopped remembering how to get home from the grocery store. It's my favorite kind of winter weather. It's crisp, it's cold, and it's clear. The sky feels clean and sharp, the way it does sometimes in Portland when the mud puddles freeze over. We're all dressed up. Itchy tights for me, a suit jacket for Dad, and my little brother in his best shoes, the ones he usually wears to church because this is no ordinary Saturday night. We're not going to the school gym where they usually hold the Lyceum programs for church. This time, they rented the big auditorium at Benson High School. It feels fancy with its rows of fixed seats, and each row is higher than the one in front of it so everyone can see. Nothing like those folding chairs at the high school gym. Families from church are pouring in. They're all smiles and whispers. I can feel the hum of excitement. It's like camp meeting, but indoors and in the middle of winter. The lights dim. The room falls silent. The screen comes to life with a shot of mountains so big they seem to spill out into the auditorium. Then Julie Andrews appears. She's spinning and singing, and I'm completely drawn in by the soaring music, the beautiful clothes, the funny moments that make everyone laugh. Even my little brother is watching quietly, and he never sits still. The part that I like most comes near the very end, when the nuns at the convent stop the soldiers from chasing after the Von Trapps by monkeying with their car. One nun pulls out a car part and says, "Mother, forgive us, we have sinned." The whole auditorium bursts into laughter, the kind that makes you feel like you're part of something bigger. Even Grandpa chuckles. I lean over and whisper to Mom, "Why did Rolf get so mean?" And she whispers back, "I'll explain later." I mean, Rolf, I thought he was in love. He was so nice when he was 17 going on 18. But here at the end, he isn't even singing. I don't understand it all, but I guess I don't need to. The music, the story, and the feeling of being in this room with these people, that's enough. By the time the movie ends, I am completely exhausted. My tights itch more than ever, and my feet ache in the patent leather shoes, but I don't care. I feel full of music, of laughter, and of something I can't quite name. We shuffle out of the auditorium with the rest of the crowd, and I catch snatches of conversations around me. Everyone's talking about the songs, the Von Trapp family, and that funny scene with the nuns. The ride home is quiet. I lean against the door, too tired to stay upright. The hum of the car lulls me halfway to sleep, and the car feels warm and safe even though the night outside is sharp and cold. I don't remember falling asleep that night, but I woke up still tired. I had songs from the movie still playing in my head. And that next week, uh, I rode on the school bus with a bunch of people from my church, and we drove the bus driver crazy singing "Doe, a deer," over and over again from 172nd up over Scouters Mountain and all the way through Happy Valley. And finally, he would holler, "No more singing." We would keep humming anyway because it was like a communal earworm. You know those songs that just get stuck in your ears? Nearly 60 years later, I think about that night and how it was a beginning for me. Maybe it started when the nuns held up the car parts. The laughter that spread through the auditorium, it was a contagious rumble that connected us all. I was still just a kid, completely tied to my family, but that night I began to recognize my fan club, my friends, associates, and neighbors, and to note how significant our shared experiences could be. I think when it comes to family stories and beginnings, the very best place to start is with yourself and your fan club. And then from there, the stories expand that connect to your parents and their fan clubs, and then stretch back to grandparents, great grandparents, if you want to try writing some of your own family stories. There's this fantastic challenge called 52 Ancestors in 52 Weeks. Just search for it online and you'll find prompts and an entire community of people, and they're all tackling the same thing. It's kind of like that night in the auditorium when the laughter rippled out and brought us all together. It's a chance to connect with others while piecing together your own story, but, without the itchy tights or the tight patent leather shoes. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. If you're related to me, I'll probably talk about your grandma sooner or later.